It's funny how we go through every single day feeling like maybe not much changes, but when you look back after 365 of them, there's so much that changes. So this has been my first full year on YouTube, and it has been a crazy journey. 52 videos, not including shorts. This is just long form videos. And the difference between how they look and how they felt at the beginning of the year versus now is crazy, and just the challenges that I ran into. But I think one of my favorite things is how I've been able to watch myself kind of come into my own voice and like fall into this rhythm of what it is that I feel like I'm good at sharing, good at talking about, what I enjoy creating. And if you're ever looking for a reason to join YouTube for that alone, just to have documentation of yourself, to watch your own growth, is so cool. Which again is just one of my favorite things about YouTube in general, is that I live in the middle of nowhere. I'm 30 minutes from our local town, which that alone has only 130 people in it. I'd have to drive an hour to the grocery store. So I'm so in the middle of nowhere, and yet here I am. I may not have the most followers in the world. I get that. The number that I do have is so much more than the people that live in my town. And that is the magic of social media, is that I can live in the middle of nowhere and still help and positively influence an infinite amount of people. And that is a gift when used properly. I think because so much of my art is documented and I see it all the time, whether I'm creating it or editing content and rewatching myself make it, the other benefit to YouTube is that it has allowed me to think so deeply about my craft. I firsthand see how my business is operating. I see how my art has changed. I see flaws in my art, good art pieces. I see it all, and I get to analyze it and revisit it through videos. And in that sense, it's so inspiring because you can see your own progress, but you can also see, like for me, it's really important to see my shortcomings, and in a lot of ways it's allowed that and inspired me to just push harder and deeper, to be more creative, be more masterful, to be more eloquent, to do all these things to just be better. So I really appreciate being able to look back at everything for the last year. It's mind-blowing. There's so much that you forget, and having the video documentation of it is absolutely fascinating and so helpful, and I love it. I'm so grateful that I've spent this last year really focusing on growth, because I have made crazy leaps and bounds and decisions that now I feel like I'm actually going in the right direction. I'm creating art that is on par with what I want to be creating, and it's just really awesome going into 2025 with this knowledge, sense of peace with myself, and I think those are all really, really good things to bring into 2025 with me. We're going to focus on selling, we're going to focus on learning, we're going to focus on really entertaining cinematic videos. And I think if I was to sum it up, this last year has been so focused on growth. This year coming up is focusing on maximizing and utilizing that growth, and allow for kind of these new goals to also filter in and have a bit of a focus on them. Through YouTube and creating these videos, I was able to see how long some of these other paintings were taking, the ones that I felt disconnected with, and these subject matters that I felt disconnected with. I wanted to try them because I thought that they would do well, but it was completely the wrong mentality. I was doing it because I thought it would do well on social media and that people wanted to buy it, but I myself was disconnected from it, and they took me so long. I needed to create artwork at a certain pace that was also good. And that just wasn't happening. And kind of once I did that series where I painted an equestrian portrait every day for a week, I mean, that was it. It was game changing. And without YouTube and forcing me to kind of have these time constraints on things, I don't know that I would have come to that same conclusion in that same time frame. And literally ever since that series, I have never looked back, because it feels so much better and more authentic, and it just fits so much more with everything that I'm doing and that I want to do. And the paintings are so much better. I talk about it in that video. If you're interested, I can link it right here. Like, YouTube gave that to me. So let's start with some of my favorites. So as a favorite, early in the year, I have a screenshot of it, but Andrew Tischler liked one of my paintings. That was so cool to see on Instagram. I think another one of my favorite things was the series that I did of equestrian portraits for a week, because it was one of the key factors in inspiring this change in my business, which has been the best decision for me. And it's gone uphill ever since. So that was super cool. I think as far as some of my favorite artwork that I've created, I would say is the fox. I just adore the look of that painting, and with the gold frame, it's just perfect. Another one that I really like is the painting that I did of our horse Nugget and his friend Topper. They were fighting outside in a field, and I took the photo, and I just love the look of how autumny that one is. It's so perfect. I love the recent commissions I've been doing, the horse portraits that just have a plain background. I adore them. They're so classy. They came out so well. So those are definitely some of my favorites. And then some of the famous jumpers that I've gotten to paint were really cool. I had the phenomenal opportunity of being able to sell to an Olympian, which is a 1 in a million. I mean, hopefully not. Hopefully I sell to many, many Olympians. That would be super cool. But just the opportunity to sell a painting to a rider on Team USA was really cool and so humbling to be able to put on my resume. So, and then let's talk about some of my least favorites. So I don't love talking down on paintings, but really that whole Western collection that I did, I don't outright consider them a success. I don't love how the paintings turned out, but I do think it was a really important style for me to try, and then realize that that's not where my heart lies. I get it, I live on a ranch and it is our daily life, but it still is, I don't know, there's just something about it. Like, I grew up riding hunter jumper. I worked in hunter jumper basically until the last 4 years of my life. So it's just, that's been a really, really big part of my life. And I think that's where I have really, really been able to lean into my voice and myself and my own expression. It's just, I know how to use that lifestyle to express myself. It feels easy and intuitive and true to me. And I don't think I would have learned that had I not gone through the struggle of those Western paintings. I'd say another bummer was all the wildfires. It ended up burning 700,000 acres around us, which was insane. That was a crazy summer. I got to go to Italy, which is always one of the most magnificent things ever. Italy feels like a home away from home. It holds a very, very special place in my heart. I'm still working on editing the video from that. I've been stalling because I've been creating more art YouTube videos, but I will get that done eventually. I went back to art school. That was a big level up in my art skills. That was pretty cool. It really helped having someone critique and with fresh eyes kind of look at my art, and someone who's very practiced and seeing many different people go through their program and, just be able to identify problems so quickly. I think my video editing has gotten a lot better, which is thankfully. I did put a lot of time studying, editing videos, and creating stories, but you really don't get good unless you're just doing it and do the repetition. So it really wasn't until this last month that I feel like I really started to get a hang of like better storytelling and stitching of footage and putting it with music, and it's a lot to think about. But the point is just incrementally trying to get better every single time, and that's what I did, and I think it paid off. I think my most recent videos have been so much better, and I'm so excited to take all of this into the new year because I just feel like next year's gonna be even better. I feel like I've done so much learning in 2024 that now I get to reap some of the benefits in 2025. With that, let's kind of talk about some of my goals for next year. So as you already know, one of my main goals with the equestrian artwork is that I want to go to vendor booths. Essentially, they're horse shows, and I just buy one of the tents, and I will be at horse shows with my artwork. It's like a trade show. I've been holding off for years. I'm glad I did because I don't think I was ready. I definitely didn't have the business that I do now. Now my business feels ready for that. I've got a lot of really awesome big paintings set up that I want to work through. I want to get them done before I leave for those because I want to take them with me. So we'll have to kind of see how much work gets done on big paintings, how much inventory I have to actually take with me to these horse shows. I'm not going to go unless I have what I need. So I was planning on going early in the year, but if I don't have enough, I might just push it back, a little bit and just take it as I need to and just go when I feel ready. I am leaning into my own advice of painting small before large. So I have so many ideas for small paintings that I'm leaning into that size so hard because I love it and they're teaching me so much. They turn out beautifully. There's just a lot of things about it that is working in my favor. It's only going to make me a better artist, and that makes me really excited. So I think one of my overarching goals for next year really is to be patient. I have been working tirelessly, and I mean 7 days a week for like 10 plus hours a day for the last few years. Yes, I did take time off, occasionally to go see family, or we did go on our trip to Italy. But even when I go see my family, I'm still like, I was always thinking about work and always thinking about how do I maximize my time? How do I utilize this time and still get more stuff done? I was the typical entrepreneur where that's all you do. You eat, breathe, and sleep your business, which is fine. I love it. That's what I love about business. But it has come to a point, and I'm at a point where I've done so much work, so much studying, so much improvement in such a short amount of time that I need to start sprinkling in patience. So now take what I've learned and sit with it patiently and continue to work on that and master that before I'm just clawing for the next level up. Make sure I'm mastering things before I'm just moving on. I've done all that, so it's okay for me to just sit with it and not stress over it all the time and you know what I mean? Just kind of settle into what I've created. And just honing in on my skills when it comes to sketching, I'd say value and edges are kind of the focus of 2025. Those things, when I get my edges and my values correct, man, it looks good. So it's just made it pretty apparent that with the focus on that, I'll be able to capture my visions more accurately and more masterfully create these pieces, which is what I want. Honestly, YouTube has been a wonderful journey. Video editing has been a wonderful journey. Social media, though it can be a little burdensome and tiresome, is still a wonderful journey. I've connected with so many amazing artists this year and would consider them my friends, which is really cool. And I hope to continue that in next year. My artwork has improved. I now feel really connected and happy with my business. And I'm just really grateful for it all. It's not always perfect. I know that I just listed off a lot of amazing things. And don't get me wrong, it's not always perfect, but still, I'm grateful for the opportunity to wake up and do what I love and share it with the world. And so, with that, as always, thank you so much for watching. Thanks for being a part of my channel. It means the world to me, and I cannot wait to see you in 2025. I'm guessing we'll probably talk more about goals. Knowing me, I get a new journal every single year at the start of the year and always start off with like goal stuff. So we'll keep this one just like cute and cozy and kind of with like a little bow to wrap up this year. And then next year we'll get into the hardcore goals and chasing after what we want, all of that. But anyways, I hope you have a wonderful holiday. Stay safe. Regardless of when you watch this video, I hope you're staying safe. Yeah, and just thank you so much. Thank you for being here. And if you've bought my art, I really appreciate it. If you've liked a video, I appreciate it. If you've subscribed, I really appreciate it. It allows me to do this and to keep doing this, and that's really cool. So, thank you so much. Again, I hope you have a wonderful holiday, and I'll see you next year.